Julio Jones. The NFL's most dominant receiver has been a nightmare for opposing cornerbacks. He had 1,593 yards in 2014 and followed it up with a career-best 1,871 in 2015. Jones could be this generation's Jerry Rice. Baltimore Ravens' Marshall Yanda. The five-time Pro Bowler has done a great job protecting Joe Flacco in Baltimore. Yanda has also been instrumental in opening up the ground game, allowing guys like Ray Rice and Justin Forsett to shine. Buffalo Bills' Richie Incognito. Off the field, he's a well-known bully. On the field, he's a bully standing up to the NFL's best pass rushers. Incognito anchors one of the NFL's best offensive lines, allowing LaShawn McCoy to have plenty of room to run. Carolina Panthers' Cam Newton. Newton guided the Panthers to 3 straight NFC South titles and helped them reach Super Bowl 50. The 2015 league MVP resurrected a franchise that was perennially losing. Super Cam to the rescue. Chicago Bears' Kyle Long. The only member of the 2015 Bears to make the Pro Bowl, Long has received the honor in every season since joining the league in 2013. No matter who's running the ball in Chicago, they know they can count on this guard to open up some big holes for them. Cincinnati Bengals' A.J. Green. The 6'4" receiver has been extremely dominant, putting up 1,000-yard seasons every year since his rookie campaign back in 2011. Green has scored double-digit touchdowns in 3 different seasons. Cleveland Browns' Joe Thomas. Everyone knows how bad the Browns are, and few remember how good Thomas is. He's made the Pro Bowl every year of his career dating back to 2007. Dallas Cowboys' Tyron Smith. Never mind Tony Romo or Dez Bryant, Smith has been the backbone of the NFL's best offensive line for years. Pro Football Focus ranked him as the 12th best player in 2016. His blocking is out of this world. Denver Broncos' Von Miller. On a star-studded Denver Broncos team, Miller shines the most. In every season he stayed healthy. Miller's registered double-digit sacks. He dominated during the 2015 playoffs, leading his team to a Super Bowl 50 championship where he was named the game's MVP. Detroit Lions' Darius Slay. Often overlooked when it comes to elite corners, Slay has done his job in an NFC North that features a ridiculous amount of star receivers. The 2013 second-rounder should be a lockdown corner for years to come. Green Bay Packers' Aaron Rodgers. Like we need to explain this. 2-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, and MVP. Moving on. Houston Texans' J.J. Watt. He's only the NFL's most dominant defensive player who single-handedly carries an otherwise mediocre team. Moving on also. Indianapolis Colts' Andrew Luck. Luck inherited a 2011 squad that went 2-14 and took them to 3 straight 11-5 seasons, all culminating in playoff appearances. He's the lone superstar on an otherwise mediocre Colts team. Jacksonville Jaguars' Allen Robinson. Robinson broke out in 2015 with 80 catches for 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Should Blake Bortles mature, Robinson could be the NFL's top receiver in no time. Kansas City Chiefs' Justin Houston. In his first 5 NFL seasons, Houston registered an incredible 56 sacks in 70 games. He's emerged as the leader of a resurgent Chiefs team. Los Angeles Rams' Aaron Donald. Donald is not human. He had 11 sacks in 2015, and Pro Football Focus ranked him as the best player that year, and the fourth best player in the NFL, entering in 2016. Better than any NFL quarterback, just to let you know. Miami Dolphins' Jarvis Landry. Landry broke out in 2015 with 110 catches for 1,157 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. He added 356 punt return yards and a punt return to touchdown, igniting a spark on an otherwise terrible Dolphins team. Minnesota Vikings' Harrison Smith. Adrian Peterson is still great, but not quite the catalyst of this team. That honor goes to Harrison Smith, who is one of the NFL's premier safeties and was a huge reason for the team winning the NFC North in 2015. New England Patriots' Tom Brady. He's only the best player in franchise history and arguably the top player in the NFL today. We don't need to waste any more time. New Orleans Saints' Drew Brees. Every year since 2006, he's tossed at least 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, including 5,000-yard seasons in 2011, 12, and 13. He's a lone bright spot on a team that has an awful defense every year. New York Giants' Odell Beckham Jr. Arguably the NFL's biggest diva and whiner, nobody will deny how great Beckham is. He's a freak of nature and has made Eli Manning look like the old 2-time Super Bowl champion we knew him as. New York Jets' Sheldon Richardson. Darrelle Revis has lost a few steps, making Richardson the Jets' new face of the franchise. He's one of the NFL's premier run stoppers, always wreaking havoc at the line of scrimmage. Oakland Raiders' Khalil Mack. Never mind anyone on offense. Pro Football Focus ranked Mack as the NFL's 6th best player. He broke out in 2015 with 15 sacks. He's only going to get better. Philadelphia Eagles' Fletcher Cox. The Eagles' star defensive player broke out in 2015 with 9.5 sacks. Cox is most dangerous in shutting down the run and making tackles near the line of scrimmage. It won't be long till he starts emerging as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Pittsburgh Steelers' Ben Roethlisberger. We want to say Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. but we just can't do it. Big Ben has been instrumental in making these two guys the best in the league at their respective positions. San Diego Chargers, Philip Rivers. Must we debate? The Chargers are one of the NFL's worst teams, but Rivers always keeps them in games and is always among the NFL's top 10 passing yards leaders. San Francisco 49ers, Joe Staley. The 49ers' glory days ended, but Staley is still one of the NFL's best offensive linemen. He gets it done in pass blocking, but has also done enough to help Carlos Hyde emerge as a solid running back. Seattle Seahawks, Richard Sherman. Few athletes have backed up their big mouths the way Sherman has. He's still arguably the NFL's top shutdown corner, closing half of the field with his incredible coverage and ball hawking skills. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Gerald McCoy. The defensive tackle is always after the quarterback and shutting down the run. McCoy had 9.5 sacks in 2013 and followed it up with 8.5 sacks in each of the following 2 seasons. Tennessee Titans, Jarrell Casey. The 305-pound defensive tackle had 10.5 sacks in 2013, but had just 12 combined over the next 2 seasons. Still, Casey is a game-changer at the line of scrimmage and remains one of the few standouts on a bad team. Washington Redskins, Jordan Reed. Reed has always made a name for himself despite not having great quarterbacks throwing his way. With Kirk Cousins breaking out in 2015, Reed had 80